It's a fourth grade and a folded note slides across the corner of your desk. Do you want to be my friend? Circle one, yes or no. Welcome to Through a Rosy Window and Into Wellness. My name's Bev, author, mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, and friend. Remember those grade school days when making a friend was as simple as circling yes? Some kids just knew all of the children on their block, and everyone went to the same school. So friendships that were forged on the neighborhood playground simply continued in the classroom. The horizons broadened with other neighborhoods coming into that school. Children passed notes, circling yes, gravitating towards those with similar likes and dislikes and extracurricular activities. We can long for simpler times, but the reality is that now you juggle work, family, home. You send your friends from days gone by a funny TikTok or meme now and then, and maybe even sneak in a quarterly phone call. Maybe you consider yourself lucky because you get away for an annual camping trip to catch up. Whatever the case, your life is busy, and many of those lifelong friends are just as busy. Most don't even live in the same area anymore. Perhaps you've moved and are starting over. Maybe you've just grown apart over the years. Changes in interests, even changes in values, can see that those old friendships sometimes disappear. One thing is for certain: friendships, healthy relationships outside of romantic relationships, are essential for good mental health. When we began this season with the first few episodes defining your values to build your village and to build foundations by inviting those around you that have the similar family and work pressures, we never meant to entertain the idea that the village it takes to raise a child is simply a utilitarian vessel carrying only those who can offer a service. That may be the least important aspect of those you connect with. Maybe for some, even more important than those you may carpool with or exchange outgrown hockey gear are those who, as part of your village, you begin to forge meaningful relationships with. The strong link between the quality of social relationships and depression doesn't mean that you have to have an entourage or move into the apartment across the hall from your best friend or even spend time with them every day. Some reports show that it's not the number of friends you have, especially when considering social media. It's how you feel about those friends that matter. When it comes to friendships, it's quality, not quantity, that counts. Studies show that having just 3 or more close friends or family members that you can trust and confide in is enough to extensively lower the likelihood of suffering from depression or depressive symptoms. The magic number for encounters with these reliable pals per month is also 3. So, as adults, how do we maintain these relationships? And more dauntingly, how do we find and build new ones? Psychologist Dr. Marissa Franco studies, speaks, and writes about friendships. Her work covers everything from making and maintaining platonic relationships to communication and conflict resolution between friends. One of the most important pieces of advice she gives is to dismiss the idea that friendships happen organically. As a child, things seem so much smoother. Someone likes your new neon laces in your shoes and tells you, and so all of a sudden you're friends for life. But as an adult, effort has to be made. Get out there, join the school PTA, show up for community events, take golf lessons, go to yoga, play pickup hockey in a beer league, and don't just run off once the game or the class is over. Stay for a minute and chat. Get to know these people who clearly share some similar interests and take initiative. Be brave, make the first move, suggest a coffee date or attending an event that's similar to the one that you've met at. What's the worst that can happen? They say no. Okay, great. Maybe they're too busy. You understand that. Maybe it just isn't the right time for them. It's no big deal. Again, Dr. Franco's advice means take some responsibility for your relationships. Just like plants need water, toddlers need snacks, friendships need continued attention. Make the phone call. Invite friends to join you in a daily task. Plan group events to get time with more friends at once. These relationships need some prioritizing, so sit down and see where you can fit it into your schedule. Remember, just 3 meaningful interactions a month shows marked improvement on mental health. The friendships that we want to flourish for ourselves and our children are those that are healthy and mutually agreeable for both parties. In episodes 5 and 6, we will be looking more closely at communication, but it is here that we will mention the importance of setting boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries, that is, letting people know clearly and honestly what is okay with you and what is not only prevents the building of resentment towards others, but is actually shown to boost one's self-esteem and also the levels of compassion held for others. Along with learning to say no for requests to your time or resources when necessary for your own health and happiness, learning how to set healthy boundaries should help us live up to our own set of values and protects our sense of self. Know and set personal boundaries and practice implementing them and maintaining them in a way that's clear and consistent. Learning to recognize and respect the boundaries of your newfound friends is equally important. Accepting a simple no and not taking things personally might be the first step in trying out these new techniques. The more practice you have, the easier it gets. And there have been a number of books that have been published that'll help you get started on these good assertiveness communication skills, as well as giving you practical advice on dealing with specific situations. We do have family focus in this series, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention the lasting impact that these relationship building skills might have. Research has shown the dramatic health benefits of people who are socially active into senior years, and not only the improvement of the quality of life, but also longevity. We can see that those who are active socially have an easier time retiring than those who don't, and those who are active in their community at any age can maintain a greater sense of purpose and belonging. Building and maintaining healthy friendships is a key part to building your village. A strong social support network, as we have discussed, leads to happiness and health, not only for you, but for those around you as well, including your children. Modeling healthy friendships and explicitly sharing the role they play in mental health will help the children in your life build the skills and understanding needed to build healthy friendships in their own lives. In the next episode, we will dive deeper into friendships in childhood. We will discuss the importance of social networks in children's health and talk about ways in helping your children facilitate and maintain friendships. Thank you for being part of our episode today. We hope that as we finish up with guided meditation, you will recognize what a wonderful friend you are to others and how much you have to offer in your village. Please do not listen to the following relaxation meditation if you are driving or engaged in any activity that requires your full attention. If it's safe to do so, perhaps you can sit back and close your eyes and just relax. Now, as you gently inhale and let all of your muscles relax and settle into where you're sitting as you exhale. And it's so wonderful how there are so many benefits to noticing your breathing. You don't need to make it deeper or slower, just notice it. It's a very simple thing. It helps us regulate emotion. As we focus on our breath, we can alleviate anxiety. It might be that nice deep breath that you take before you initiate conversation. It might be that nice deep breath that you take to give you time to contemplate how you're going to respond to somebody or something. Noticing our breath makes it easier to go to sleep sometimes, as it brings us from focusing on our thoughts to gently allowing focus through our bodies. And so as you breathe and relax, you can contemplate how many wonderful relationships you already have in your life. You can contemplate what a good friend you've been to so many people. And perhaps, as you relax and let your mind wander, you may even think of those people who may be part of a wonderful village. And perhaps, as you let your mind meander over the people in your lives and the places you go and the people that you meet, perhaps there may be a few names and faces who you may engage with, who may be interested in sharing your village, comfort, and support. And as we sit back and contemplate the people that we have in our lives, we have to also understand that we are, as adults, capable and able to choose the people that we spend more time with, and to choose the types of relationships that we will engage in. You may argue that perhaps there are family ties and connections that we have little control over. And maybe that is the case sometimes. But we are certainly able to respond in the manner that we wish to respond in. To react to people and situations the way we choose to react to people and situations. To set boundaries and to be able to say no or yes kindly. We can be so grateful that there are opportunities to create these wonderful networks, to build these villages that are suitable, that sustain the lifestyle that we want, to bring out the best in our friends and to bring out the best in us. I hope that you have time to take a few more minutes to relax, to be refreshed, regenerated, revigorated, renewed, and that when it is time for you to open your eyes, that you will be continuing with a wonderful day.